I'll not differentiate that this is more difficult and this is not. They're equally important and difficult because one is subjective and one is objective. For prelims, I'll say that it took me, it's my 5th attempt that I cracked it. The first 3 attempts, I could not even qualify prelims. So all the attempts, the first 2 attempts were given when I did not understand what UPSC exactly is. The 3rd attempt, I realized my mistake was revision, lack of revision. The 4th attempt, I worked on that. So how I prepared for prelims was, basics has to be very strong. During my job, which I did from 2013 to 2018, the only thing I worked upon a lot was building my basics, be it polity, be it geography, be it history. The NCERTs, I do not even remember, I have lost count of how many times I have revised the NCERT. So it worked for me because that is how you are able to recollect and eliminate. Because in prelims, we use that method that if you don't know the answer, at least if you can eliminate, then you can reach the answer. So that is what I think worked for me.
Coming to you, Muskan, because it was your first attempt, so only single experience of giving prelims, and thank God you gave only first time. So I think that there should be a proper balance between the conventional issues in the prelims and the contemporary issues. Very rightly pointed out by Sanjita, that she read NCERTs umpteen number of times. She don't even remember how many times. So what is your take? How you balance that approach of moving into the contemporary issues while not losing out? Because I have seen many aspirants, they focus more on the current affairs and they lose their track with the conventional part, that is the NCERTs and the basic as far as the every subject, be polity, geography, economy and history. So what is your take, Muskan, on this?
So my strategy was very simple. I analyzed some of the past year question papers and I realized that we can't totally rely on the static portion or the current affairs. So I gave equal importance to both of them. What I did was I started with my basics, as ma'am also said. I started with the NCERTs, and only when I was very much clear with the NCERTs, like reading them twice or thrice, then only I moved to the standard books. So that was my basic strategy all along.
Okay, you moved letter by letter, I mean step by step. Sanjita, I want to ask you one thing about the prelims, that there are many institutional reports that used to come into the newspaper and they are hitting the Hindu and the Indian Express. Almost every month some reports are coming. So how do you gauge your preparation while so much facts and figures? Because ultimately you can use those facts and figures in your mains answer writing also. Because when you put those facts and figures in your answer, it will give a comprehensive answer to the examiner. So how you, differentiate between, like, this report is used, you prepared some notes or you charted out something to find out, okay, this is important for me and I can use this.
I have a very basic strategy I wanted to show actually. I have this syllabus paper, it's in tatters now. So what I do is, syllabus, every word is underlined and I prepare notes, or I have bookmark sites, digital notes, handwritten notes, whatever it is. Every part has I must have 2-3 pages on that. So everything related to it. So you shouldn't be overwhelmed with the facts, the institutional, the reports which are coming out. They should be relevant. That is which comes through learning. That slowly you have to understand, is the report relevant or not. As we say, we always talk about ARC report, which we usually quote in many of the answers. So there also we have to find out which is relevant, which is not. As we talk about women, we should have gender gap report. That number should be there with us. Gender inequality report, that should be there with us. So that is how we should be able to link it, and that is how we should be able to produce it. It should be relevant in the mains answer. It should not be like we just put it for the sake of putting and want to show facts.
Fair enough. Muskan, I want to ask that the flagship schemes launched by the governments plays a very pivotal role in the prelims, because you will find certain questions. I believe there may be questions on single digit, sometimes double digit, with related to the schemes. So there are multiple schemes. I say, if you like to see that there are multiple ministries with the government of India, and like pencil scheme was there, or some other schemes, like recently Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana. So how you manage with such big amount of schemes and using them in your exam? Because see what Sanjita said, that you have to go by the syllabus. I totally agree with that.
Yes.
But the schemes are you can't say that this scheme is not important or this is a flagship scheme, so I should put more focus on it.
So what I did was, for the schemes, I referred to the schemes directly from the website of the government. I would look at all the flagship schemes from each of the websites. Suppose from the Women and Child Development Department. So I logged on to the website and saw what are the flagship schemes and what is the progress of those schemes, and I would make notes upon that. That's how I prepared on the schemes part. And basically I prepared like 4 to 5 schemes in each of like science and technology, education, which I can use in my answer writing. For the prelims part, I prepared for the schemes by referring to the mock tests, like which schemes are frequently asked, and that way I prepared for those.